Welcome to Marty's Garden, a place where you can learn how to grow fresh food, organic food, sustainably in your backyard. G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from the Martys Garden Show. Now I've got a really interesting video for you today because I want to let you know some more about me and what's coming up for the channel and how you're going to benefit from watching my garden show here on the mid-north coast in New South Wales. See, it's come a long way in the last 7 years where we're just creating little updates about the garden and little tutorials and things up in Tweed Heads on my balcony, and then moving through back into Byron and setting up the micro farm and selling to the restaurants and growing microgreens and making up different types of salads. And yeah, it was just absolutely crazy. And then I was struck with Dystonia torticollis, and I had a cleaning business going at the same time as well as the micro farm, and my neck was like this and I couldn't move and I was stuck and I was in a really bad way. So I had to shut everything down. I moved down to the mid-north coast, a bit more relaxing place, bit easier to sort of get along, and a great school for my daughter Karen. So absolutely stoked to be here, and there's plenty of changes coming along the way. But first, so you know what's coming up, well, I need to explain a little bit about me. See, I'm an agricultural horticulturist. Now, you don't hear that word very often because basically I studied agriculture and horticulture at the same time when I was studying agribusiness, and horticulture was one of my majors, as well as Australian native foods, avocado management and organics. So I really diversified into that and been practicing those methods for many years, and I had what I believe some of the best teachers in Australia at that time. So that's about me. So if you want to actually keep watching my channel, that's what you're going to be learning about: backyard organics and growing food sustainably. See, I believe that the world really needs to start making this shift, and I want to help make that shift as well along the way and teach people how to grow food more sustainably. See, just things like having a worm farm and composting, you know, is saving all that from going into landfill. Now, a lot of the councils now, they grab the landfill and then they compost it and stuff like that. And that's good because it's saving from going, you know, back into the compost and decomposing and creating all those bad gases and things like that. I'm all for that. But if you can use it on your site and grow your own healthy, fresh food at home, just like they did in the old days, because they didn't have all those nasty chemicals and sprays around so much. Everything was done organically in a systemised manner, such as like my old granddad. Now, if you've got parents and things like that, or, you know, like grandparents, things that used to garden years ago and grow their own food, I'm sure you may have seen that, or your parents have spoken about it and said, yeah, my grandfather was a great gardener. Well, actually, I heard that my grandfather was a great gardener, and he died when I was very young, so I only have broad, vague memories of my pop. But they had chickens and all types of stuff going on, you know, and I really want us to step back into that and look at things. So permanent solutions where you can set up little systems that don't take up too much of your time, but you can get great, sustainable, healthy food at home. And that could be anything from growing microgreens to the baby leaf, to small crops, to larger crops in your backyard, and taking it and scaling it up as far as you want to go. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm going to be teaching not only about those subjects, but also about the plants and how they survive through the seasons, how to get the soils right, what are the worms doing, what are the birds doing, what are the insects doing, what's everything doing in your garden to combine it all together to become a really awesome ecosystem that protects itself. See, if you've got an ecosystem that protects itself, then what's going to happen is you're going to use less sprays, you're going to use less chemicals, and you're going to have less worries, and you're going to be eating that beautiful fresh food at home that just tastes like the Italians say, where the Italians got the tomatoes and they go, oh, the mamma mia. So let me show you something here. This is my whole composting area where I make the compost in my yard, and here's like my worm holding area at the moment. Look, I lost a lot of worms in my surfing injury because it was really hot and I wasn't able to get out here and take care of them. But I want to show you something underneath here. So if we look under here, you can see a whole lot of worms here just hanging underneath there, and they're sort of wrapped up together. So they're really, like, it's nice and cool today, so they're in like a bit of a breeding zone. They're starting to move through this newer material now. As you can see, some worms are here, And you can see this is still a bit dry and a bit new, but as we move across into this older material, you can see worms in here. And early in the morning, they were really thick in here this morning, and they're just loving this material. Now, this is basically sugarcane that we're looking at here on top here, but it's actually sawdust, so a chemical-free sawdust mixed with coffee and a little bit of chicken manure. And as you can see here, this is some of it that's starting to break down. It had a bit of rain on it last night, and that's about halfway through in the process. So pretty happy with what's going on here so far. Hoping I'm going to get thousands and thousands more of worms out of here. Now, just out of interest, you can see some little basils coming up here in the castings. And look, there's one, he's just scooted off there then. See one down in here. They're right through this whole system now. I'm pretty happy with some of the size of the worms that I'm seeing. They're mature ones, and they're big breeders, and so we really want those. I'll go back and get those basil plants a little bit later. So it goes to show what you can do with a bit of tenacity in your own backyard. Huh? So here we have one of my worm farms in the backyard here, and a whole lot of rocket microgreens growing on top, and they're growing actually. There's about 30% castings in these, so these guys are really loving life, and they're only just been up one day, so you can see how tall that they've grown, which is just absolutely insane. Now, they get great growth with the worm castings, and they also get really a much better flavour, and harvest time much quicker, and as a mature plant they'll grow longer and larger. So what I want to do now is to actually lift this lid off, put it on the ground and show you inside the worm farm. We dig through this sugarcane here and look right down into this material. We can find, here they are. They're right underneath this wet material today. Sometimes they come up in through the sugarcane, and this is basically just castings now, and it needs to be nearly harvested. What I plan on doing with these 3 worm farms at the moment is I actually want to take all this material out, and because I'm getting better success outdoors with the coffee systems at the moment underneath the blankets there, underneath the shade cloth, and bring these down to like 1 tier each and just have them as a small holding area, and then change it over with the new broken down material from the coffee, the coffee and the sawdust, and just give them a trial in these systems as one tray, and move my other ones outside, because look, I'm getting much bigger worms outside and they're eating a lot more, and they just seem to really enjoy being out there. Alright guys, so you learned some more about me. You saw some of my gardening that's going on outside, well, the worm farming, the big outdoor area where I'm making the compost, where I'm holding my worms, and also the small worm farms. And what I want to do is keep moving it, keep improving it, because I want to keep making one of the best composts around here locally. Not only for me, but to help other people grow amazing food in my area where I live, and teaching them how to grow great food too, as well as you guys online here in my channel. So if you're going to miss out, and you don't want to miss out, you need to hit that bell button and subscribe, guys, because it's the only way you get notified these days on YouTube to find out when I got more videos coming out. So what I want to do is I want to say goodbye now, and I want to see you at the next video real soon. You're going to see some more videos here and around this area here, and you need to click on any of the links that I've provided to keep watching more of my show, because I've got hundreds of videos out there, guys. Have a great day, happy gardening, and we'll see you at the next video real soon. Bye for now.